1962, I was featured an article from about a case in Arizona, a woman's attempt to obtain legal clearance for an abortion. So in this time, abortion was also illegal in the US, but was dismissed by the Superior Court. The young mother's doctors say that abortion is advisable because there is a 50-50 chance her child has been deformed by the drug thalidomide, which she took in the early weeks of her pregnancy. Director of the WHO urged the creation of a federal commission to decide whether thalidomide babies should be allowed to live. Meanwhile, in Hamilton, Ontario, a woman's 7-month-old twin boys with deformed arms and legs increased to 40, the number of known cases where deformed babies have been born to Canadian mothers who took the drug thalidomide. I have a friend who is born in 1961. She was also my former manager. She was a thalidomide baby. In Singapore, I think not too many women were given thalidomide, but in this case, she survived and she had the deformed limbs. So she did have several surgeries on them, and she did grow up. I mean, she's 60 plus now. She did grow up to have, I guess you could say, a good life. But it also depends on how parents raise their children. So she was raised to be quite independent, and so she's doing good for herself. These are some of the pictures of the babies who were deformed by thalidomide. And let us not forget that thalidomide was actually encouraged by doctors. They were given for morning sickness in women. And I believe I found out as well in the Netherlands, thalidomide was sold under 2 different brand names, but this also happened in the 60s in the Netherlands as well. Sherri Finkbine, she tried to get an abortion because she took thalidomide. I think this is the one who was mentioned, the woman from Arizona. She said in an interview, I can't have the baby, I just don't dare. When we learned taking the sedative I had been taking was almost pure thalidomide, about my husband and I had a conference with my doctor. The doctor showed us pictures in a British medical journal of children born to mothers who had used the drug. Horrible pictures, the arms, legs, fingers, and toes. He told us these are not odds to gamble with. That was when I consented to an interrupted pregnancy. The Vatican radio launched a bitter attack against her decision to have an abortion rather than take a chance on having a deformed baby. In the end, she was able to have an abortion, and the fetus which was removed was deformed. The 45-minute operation, her husband said, the news that the baby to be was in fact deformed has confirmed the decision which we already knew in our hearts was correct long ago. The last thing we would want to do is to have a deformed baby. Sherri herself said, thank God, it was like a nightmare. I cannot say how happy I am. I do not believe I could have taken a rejection. So 1968, they still had to debate the abortion bill. Now we're very close to abortion being legalized, and the newspaper highlighted the case in the US, where a mother had a baby who was born crippled and retarded after a hospital refused medically authorized abortion. She was awarded US $110,000. They have kept although it was recommended she be put into an institution. Her conditions, she was deaf, partially blind, spastic, cerebral palsy, and mentally retarded since her birth. I mean, this is very sad. The fact that she's born is sad. That she could have been aborted is also sad. The other side of the abortion controversy: 3 unmarried mothers. Miss X, the first one, she had abortion at a private clinic. Now 27, she has been happily married for 3 years to another man and waiting their second child. Miss B was 15 and she found out she was married. Her lover was already married and he left her. She went to a quack for an abortion. Miss Y was 22, unmarried. She became pregnant by the man who is now her husband, and she gave birth to a baby 5 months after the wedding. So yeah, it's all different situations can pause to it. It's quite good that they give the personal narratives, and I think it tries to show also like whatever you choose, it doesn't guarantee that you'll be happy. The message from these 3 women is that unmarried mothers face painful social persecution, and a secret abortion is a way out, not tragedy. Miss B, she falls sick because she had an abortion and she got sick about it, from it. And then of course there's a psychological part of it. Or getting married, rushing marriage, rushing having children, that's also difficult. So yeah, I don't think these 3 stories necessarily show like it's a way out. And 30 December 1969, abortion was passed by 32 votes to 10. Lee Kuan Yew. Yeah, this speech of his during when the abortion bill was passed was very famous. He said that it was possible the quality of the population would deteriorate if the present trend of less educated parents producing large families continued, because eugenicists had found that parents with better education pass on their intelligence to their offspring. Similarly, parents with low IQ would generally produce children of low IQ because intelligence was determined by heredity. People who earn less than $200 a month should be encouraged to stop it too. Results would not be seen for 5 years, nor the effect felt 15 to 20 years. But they would see the effect in a few years, actually. Okay, that's all for now. See you in the next video.